And we are live, the Expressions Podcast, back with another episode. And today I'm joined by someone who it's been a long time in the making to get this episode, man. And I couldn't be more excited to have this man. A Puerto Rican brother of mine. That's how I'm going to start this. I've had nobody from PR on before. Little bit of insight about me, expressions about my life. Whole half of my family, my father is Puerto Rican. I have a lot of family from Puerto Rico. And it's one of the richest music scenes ever, especially right now with a guy like Bad Bunny, who literally is the biggest artist in the world, and a plethora of other talents. So I'm so excited to have the legendary Dachii on the podcast today. Dachii,
Hey,
welcome
wait,
to
what's good? What's
fucking
good?
show.
Thank you.
How are
I
you?
appreciate it. I'm doing good today. How about you, man? How you been?
Dude, absolutely fantastic. I cannot complain. So
That's good. That's good.
Dachii, my first question is always, where are you from? I completely spoiled that for you from telling you
Yeah, it's all
from.
good.
Is what it is.
I come
I had
from
to see some keys right there.
as
But
you may
Dachii,
know,
regardless,
I'm come
tell
from
the
Puerto
people, where are you
Rico.
from? Where are you from? Tell them.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I'm from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Team PR. We are Boricuas type shit.
Yes, sir.
If you like to rep that, it's our agenda. It's on our blood. It's on everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I love being Puerto Rican. It's like massively good. Like it's a good feeling to have like all these sorts of ethnicities and musically like talents from all around the world. We have Bad Bunny, we have Daddy Yankee, we have all sorts of artists. Artists that are what's called speaking English too. Like in the hip hop scene, we've been part of that since the beginning, and it's like mind blowing how how far it's come. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's so crazy. Obviously, you mentioned Daddy Yankee, but Bad Bunny, I mean, if you really think about it, Puerto Rico's a tiny tropical island relative to the rest of the world, right? And to have
Yeah, exactly.
the impact it has culturally on the world is fucking unbelievable if you really think
It's
about
massive. Like it's like worldwide is like it's still have an impact to this day. Like daily. Like you see the streams, you see Bad Bunny, you see this and that, blah blah blah, and they all come from like here. They come from our homeland, Puerto Rico.
it. Mm-hmm.
And it's like crazy, and that's like how we repping that right now. And it's like
100%,
wow.
100%, man. I'm more weakly until I'm fucking 6 feet under Dachi. That's a fact. I know you say the same. So
Exactly.
you know, we mentioned Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee, and you know, the sound of Puerto Rico. It has, you know, a lot of like traditional modern Hispanic sounds when you think about like Spanish music and specifically Puerto Rican music. But Dachi, you don't make that shit at all. You are in a completely different wave. How did you get into this side of the underground and this type of music? Is there other people in PR listening to this right now, or are you just
To
a
be
needle in a
honest,
haystack?
one day I was like, what's called in 2020 when the quarantine was hitting at its peak, and I was like scrolling down on SoundCloud on my phone at the time. I was like in bed like trying to get the fuck out of my house, trying to go outside again. I'm just scrolling down SoundCloud to see what songs we got in there. We got your usual Puerto Rican algorithm, put like songs by Mike Towers, Bad Bunny, blah blah blah, right? So I go down, I go like search up some playlists and type stuff, and the more I scroll down, the more like English songs like start to appear, and they're like part of the underground that I'm here from today, and it's like the first song that I listened to in the underground was definitely what's called K Suave,
Okay,
like
case
the
well, that's
early K
interesting.
Suave music, and then it went on for like other people, blah blah blah. And at one point, I listened to Van Bleek or
Mm-hmm.
Life Was Garments, which at the time he was called Van Bleek,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to like a couple of his music. It was cool, And then I went deeper into the underground to find out what we got. It sounded like massively different from like the usual atmosphere that I'm in Puerto Rico is like usually it's like reggaeton, whatever the fuck, like
Yep.
booming music basically. And basically I just found out like a lot, I was interested. And then at the time, it was like Rage was like going up.
Yep.
I heard Ken Carson, I heard Destroy Lonely at the time, and I heard some D Savage and Uno the Activist. And it was incredible. And then I went deeper in, and then I found myself in undercover. And then I got recruited like immediately, Shout out Keizo, shout out all the guys, shout
Yes,
out
sir. Yes,
there.
sir. We're gonna talk about them more soon for sure.
And wow, and I'm here today to be honest. I made a couple hits with my buddies, my bros, my gang. Like, what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then we still gonna make hits. We still
Yes.
gonna do that.
It will never stop. It will never stop. So,
Mm-hmm.
how did you even start producing though? Walk me through that story. Uh,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Take me all the way
Oh that
back.
wow. I was like 9 when I started like producing music. I
Wow,
was
9.
yeah, 9 years old. Because since I had like a major musical impact like my whole life. I've been listening to music, I've been doing this and that. But I never really thought about like getting behind the scenes of actually like in the process of making music, like producing, singing slash rapping, whatever, blah blah blah. And I was starting off with a tablet. I had a Samsung tablet at the time. I was like 9 years old. And I would put what's called I would put FL Studio Mobile. I would like make some simple beats. I used to make what's called reggaeton beats. I used to make a trap, Latin trap, which is like majorly different for like the normal like American trap. And it's like what's called it was all right, at the time. It was like, I ain't had too much drum kits, I ain't had too much like VSTs, plugins, all that. So I kept practicing and until like the beginning of 2018, 2019. Yeah, 2019. Okay. So 2019, I got my very first like computer, and I immediately like went to the pirated websites and I downloaded FL Studio like immediately because my friend like actually put me on FL Studio on computer. And basically I just started making beats from there. I get like more drum kits from the pirate websites and blah blah blah. And then it's like, keep leveling up until I found the the underground stuff, which I did in 2020. And then I started making that type of underground stuff, and I haven't stopped. I still do make what's called reggaeton, like, or Latin trap beats, but that's like on the side. That's like, for fun, blah blah blah, to show it to my friends, at school. But besides that, I only make like what's called underground shit. And no people for me that I heard of in Puerto Rico has ever heard of Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, or whatever, or the rest of the underground in that case. So I'll say, or like I'm the one of the unique people that had listened to the underground that's in Puerto Rico right now.
Yeah,
To be honest, I don't know
yeah.
if there's others out there, but hit me up.
Yeah, no,
Hit me up.
that I love the FL on the phone, trying to make music any way possible, whatever you got to do. And your first computer too, that's crazy, man. 2019, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like you, whatever it took to get you to make music, you did, and I fucking appreciate it about you, Dachi, because yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
been hearing some interesting stories too about talking to artists and producers and like the way they work and whatever. Some people recording through their Apple headphones too, but they're making hits that you couldn't believe, and it's like, wow, just the drive to be like, I don't need this fancy mic or this computer or this
Exactly.
third. It's I could just make dope shit wherever I am. Doesn't matter. I don't need any of this shit. I can just do it regardless. I love to
No.
see that.
Yeah, exactly. Like you gonna be in there because I sometimes I say the greater the struggle, the more accomplishing the triumph is gonna be.
Yes, sir. Dachi, tell the people that you're gonna get quoted on that in the Expressions podcast one day. Say
Yeah,
it
bro.
again. Say it again. Say it again for the people out there.
The greater the struggle, the more victorious the triumph.
Yes, sir.
That's what I
Yes,
gotta
sir.
say. To be honest,
That's
if you
fucking
want,
true.
if you want to do it, do it. Just
Mm-hmm.
do it. Don't let others like take you down with them. Cause fuck them. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. You in your own lane.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dachi. Thank you for the realness right now. Thank you for the
I
fucking realness
appreciate it,
here.
bro. I have to say a little something, but
Hell yeah. So something you also keep talking about, and you kind of mentioned it before too, is listening to guys like Ken Carson, Lone, K Suave. What
Mhm.
about this scene and this music really sticks out to you and resonates with you? Like, what about it when you hear it, you go, "This is for me. This is what I need to be making."
Well, wow. Look at say 2022. I was like in a random playlist type shit, and then at the time I was making like songs with Vibes. If y'all don't know, Vibes used to be the Ken Carson impersonator slash Ben Barson, whatever, blah blah blah. I used to make
Bro, I was
songs
gonna
with him.
ask you about that. I see you prod on like so many like Ken Carson like weird. I'm like I didn't understand what the fuck it was, but thank you for clearing
Yeah, to
it
be
up.
honest, let me go off a tangent real quick with
Yeah, yeah,
that.
please,
To be
please, please.
honest, I was just making that shit for fun. I can't lie. Like it was just like a little fun thing. And then after like a while, it started to get like a little boring. So I left that. And then Vibes, the dude who was Ken Carson, those songs, he's continued making those, but
Hmm.
nowadays I don't see him making that type of stuff anymore. I'm proud of him for that. But like that shit was crazy back then. Like it was blowing up and this and that. Then and it all went down to corny.
Yeah.
Like it went down to corny, yeah, type shit. But yeah, get off that tangent. Back to the main thing about the underground. Like right now, it's in a weird like like coaster type of state. Like
Okay.
you heard of recent like allegations of like 50 like 60% of the underground like
Yeah.
yeah these like allegations and blah blah blah. It's like crazy. And then we got the good side, which we got songs blowing up. We got actual good artists that are actually making hits and they're slowly coming up and they're slowly making hits and slowly just like going up little by little. And no use of like that much TikTok, to be honest. It's just pure listening and by like what's called by pure like viewership. And it's like you mesmerized by that like type of experience when you like first hear the hits. Like for example, with Frag Out, when I first heard the song, it was like I know this is gonna blow up. I know it's gonna be fire. I know it's gonna like leave a lot of people like tuning in. It's gonna be like instant like and it's doing that right now. Like we got a lot of people tuning in into the song, and we got a lot of people tuning into Silent Casket,
Hmm.
and like Ace, goddamn Tally.
Yes,
We
sir. Yes,
got
sir. Yes, sir.
Dark Glow. Shout out to them, bro. Shout out to them, bro. Like they're really cool. The first placement, like in the underground scene, like majorly is with Low Bad, with Delinquents and Ring Ring.
Ring. Yeah, I was bringing up Ring Ring is one of my favorite Dark Glow songs. For
Yeah,
real.
bro.
And also Up All Night off Glow Valley too is fucking so class.
Yeah, bro.
That's a classic
To be
right there.
honest, the very for like few beats that I did for what's it called Roku, I did the ring ring beat in like 10 minutes. And that's it. I just put like some stuff in there. I put like counter melodies. I obviously sampled the iPhone ringtone, and I just organized it and then exported it and I sent it to Lil Bad, aka Dark Glow, which at the time, he was formerly known as Lil Bad. So
Mm.
I sent him that beat. And I sent them the Delinquents beat, and both of them ended up on the tape. And that was kind of cool, guys.
Yeah. No, no, and yeah, obviously Dark Glow is a legend. And yeah, all those songs are gas. But you've kind of mentioned some of your placements, but to give the people your resume, to give them a better understanding of what you have been up to. Frag Out is your biggest song, Silent Casket, 8,000, Road to 10K very, very soon. And
Mm-hmm.
it has, in fact, been blowing the fuck up. It's one of my favorite Casket songs for sure. You also had
Hell
High
yeah.
Risk on Where Evil Resides, his new tape.
Yeah, high risk. Wow.
I love that song. Casket gives me like on the flows on that song are reminiscent of like an early Sofago in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But
And
funny
it's
story
mhm.
about that. Funny story about that beat real quick. Uh I only did like the percussions, the hi-hats, and the claps and snares on that beat. The rest like to Keizo, to motherfucking Silver, motherfucking and Sign 1K. Like shout out to them. Keizo was the one that finished the process of the high risk beat. Like he tweaked around like some hi-hats, this and that, blah blah blah. And then he arranged it and boom, he sent it to Casket and boom, it's on the tape.
Mhm.
I only did
Yeah.
like a 25% part of it to be honest, but shout out to them
Hey,
too.
your name is still in the
Contributions,
description.
contribution.
Yeah. Hey, listen, everyone plays a role and it's all just as important as the next person,
Yeah,
but
exactly. It's like a group project. You gotta do your part,
100%.
or you're gonna fail.
100%.
Like if you don't do your group project, you're gonna fail, fall off, or whatever.
Exactly.
You gotta make that role right. You gotta execute that right.
Yes, sir. It's a team sport. It's a team sport, Dachi. To
Mm-hmm.
kind of get into more what you've been doing, you mentioned Ring Ring, Up All Night. I mentioned with Dark Glow. Boss Up on my page. I love that song. Super underrated. And another song I love from you and Dark Glow is Jetpack Joyride. I fucking love that
Oh
song.
yeah,
Such a good
Jetpack
song.
Joyride. Yeah.
Also, too, Hottest Topic by Relics and Casket off their collab tape from a few months ago. One
Oh
of
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
songs off that tape.
That
So
was
so
me
good.
and Keizo. Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Another song I love from you too is fellow Long Island man SG down to you and Keizo on that beat. That song's crazy. And shout out SG because SG is so fucking good. If you don't know who that is, please tap in. I love that
Yeah,
song
I
too,
heard
man.
that song. It was fire, bro. I can't even lie, bro.
Nah, yeah, he's
Y'all got to
SG's
tune into
crazy.
that.
Nah, he's crazy. He's crazy. So, question I love to ask Dachi is starting to see some motion right now. For me, obviously you're an undercover and myself as well, and been seeing you for a minute now, talking to you for a minute now, and
Yeah,
the
for
numbers
sure.
are starting to go up. People are starting to
Mm.
tap in more and more with you and fuck more and more what you're doing. So what does that feel like, man, to be all the way from Puerto Rico in frankly a market that doesn't really cater to these sounds, this music. You never hear this when you're driving around the island. You don't hear this at all, only in your headphones or in your house, probably. So
Yeah, exactly.
what does it feel like to be like a part of this community now and to have people be like, oh yeah, Dachi's hard? What does that feel like?
It feels unreal. It feels like you accomplished something like in your life and you just want to keep going. It feels unreal, to be honest. Like for a small guy like down here in Puerto Rico, it's amazing how far can it like expand like the geographics of music and everything else, bro. It is like unreal, to be honest. That's why I gotta say it's unreal of hearing people say this like that she's hard, that she is the go, whatever, this and that. He's a fire producer, blah blah blah. And it's like there's a lot of people talking about me. Yeah, I get kind of like nervous. I also get like hyped at the same time because more people are knowing about me and more people are tapping in, tuning in. It's like unreal. That's what I gotta say. It's unreal.
Yeah, I love to hear that, man. And it's when you get that external validation, from the people listening to your music and appreciating it, it means the world, man. It means the world. Like
It really does. It really
every
does. Like
time someone likes a episode of the podcast or like comments or something, it means the world to me. And it's like, holy shit, that's crazy that you're even like looking at this to me
yeah,
is so
exactly.
crazy. Mhm.
Yeah, more people are going to tune into this podcast. You'll see it in the future.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, listen again. This we're still in the beginning. We're still in the beginning, Dutch.
exactly.
It's the best part. It's the
We're in
best
the
part.
early state. Hey,
Yes, sir.
the more you go further in, the more you're gonna discover it, and the more people are gonna tap in, the more famous is
Exactly.
going below.
Yes, sir. So, Dachi, we just talked a little bit, and the whole time we have been about undercover. Talk
Mhm.
to me about undercover. How did you originally get into undercover? I don't even think I know this, to be fair. So I'm actually interested to hear this.
Wow.
And secondly, what it's like to be in there with specifically for you. The
Mhm.
producers are in there are fucking crazy. I've said it a million times on this podcast, and I've had almost all of them on the show, and not all of them. I still need to get to some, and when they're ready. But
Mhm.
the amount of prods in there that are fire are absolutely ridiculous. So one, how did you get in there at first? How did that relationship happen? And two, what is it like to be a part of it now?
Wow. Okay, so to answer your first question, I was hanging around with vibes. I was hanging out with Dark Glow at the time. I was just sending them beats. I was just communicating with them like on Instagram DMs and was like back to back interaction. Yeah, like we never stopped texting each other, and then we sent each other like beats or we sent each other opens and blah blah blah. And then one day I heard about this like collective. It's called Undercover. At the time, it had like the two and then the three at the
Yep, yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. It was
That's how
there.
old
That was.
that thing is. That's how old it was. So it
Yep.
had the two and three at the time, before it was the undercover sound. So I was in there. I was checking out the page. I was checking out the artists. I was checking out the producers. Great, like in great artists and producers, by the way. Like at the time, I was thinking, wow, this is a great roster. Like I could be part of this. And I texted Darglo one day. I texted him. I said, yo, what is this undercover bullshit and blah blah blah. He said, oh, this is a cool ass collective I'm in, this and that. And you should check it out. I said, I'm typing in. And then one day I DM'd him once again saying, I want to join this shit. And he said, you got DM what's called Keizo, and then whole talk to him, blah blah blah. So I DM'd the Keizo. Keizo tuned into my like, placements with Dark Glow because that's how I had like back then. So
Yep.
he checked the songs and stuff, and then obviously he checked the upcoming Roku songs at the time, like Delinquents and Rain Rain, and then like a few hours later, I think a few hours later, he DM'd me back and saying welcome to Undercover and this and that. He added me to the group chat, and then it had like a lot of people at the time. I don't remember, but it was like people that were here, then they left or got kicked out. I don't remember. Don't ask me. But it was just there. He just added me to the group chat, and then all these people were just saying hi, hi, hello, yup, what's up? And I was like, yo, I was nervous a little bit. I can't even lie. I was nervous, and then the more I got to communicate with them, the more I got to know them, the less like nerve wracking I was. And then I tapped in with him. I tapped in with Keizo. I tapped in with a lot of people in there, and then to this day, we start tapping. We're actually like a family now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
amazing.
That,
It's amazing
that's
how far you can come for like someone that you don't know to be like your partner and their like your musical partner is like boom, like it's gang. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, nah, dude. Whenever you're in a situation, whether it's music or anything in life, that you're going through some sort of hardship struggle together, and in this case, it's going up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Continue to develop your sound and continue to further your career. So like when you're all doing that together and everybody has the same goals, people just tend to be you just gel together well, right? You become like this is your brother, right? This is
Yeah,
someone who
exactly.
if he like he calls you like yo I need you, you're gonna be there. It's deeper than just this music shit. And
Exactly. It's like family, bro. Like,
mhm.
we're
and
tapped
it's
in
so
together.
important to have those kind of people in your life, man. It really really is.
It
So
really is.
what has it been like to be now a part of such a collective that has so much of a concentration of talent across the board, whether it's the artists, whether it's producers, everyone is elite in there. What does it feel
Shit.
like to be a part of an elite group like that?
It feels elite. Like don't get me wrong. It feels elite. My fault. But it feels
That's a good
amazing to
word.
be
That's a good word.
surrounded
Yeah.
with all these people, and I tapped in with them like all the time. I text them. Yesterday I DM'd Molly to send me like loops and shit.
Shout
He
out
sent me the
Molly.
loops. Yeah, shout out Molly for real. And he sent me loops, and then I got to cooking till I got to this interview. And then what's it called? I tap in with every type of people. I tap in with Mason and High Tech. I still
Fire,
haven't tapped
fire.
into Harvey yet, but I will tap in with him soon.
Nah,
I
Harvey's a
tap
legend. Harvey's also Expressions podcast
shout out,
alum.
bro,
One
for
of my
real.
favorite episodes. Such a
Mm-hmm.
funny motherfucker.
Yeah,
Great
for real.
guy.
I tapped in with Keizo, Comic Cloud, Silver, motherfucking uh Relics, Shallow Relics. Tapped
Relics.
into Envious, Ace. I tapped into Yui. I tapped into Marzi, Riot, Shallow Riot. I tapped into Sign.
You gotta
All
name
those
every
people, all
single
those people in the
person, mate.
collective.
Yeah. I feel
I
you.
tapped in with everyone, especially Dark Glow. Like that's my like frequent collaborator when it
Yeah.
comes to like music. It's like fire,
Yeah. No,
like how that
that's
shit comes out.
no, it's so great. And like you said, there's such a and there's there's people you didn't even name, and all those names right there that are still in there and are still so fire. And it's like just goes to show how deep the roster is and how talented everyone in there is,
Yeah,
as we've
exactly.
been saying. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
Undercover.
For real.
It's just an incredible collective across the board, man. So,
For real.
Dachi, something that I always find really interesting are people who are really, really good at making visuals and VFX shit. And
Mm.
like, you are very, very talented at this. For all the people out there, you may
Mm.
have seen it, but if you didn't, on Hyperpop Daily's page, you got a little silent casket post on there.
Oh
Talking
yeah, I
about
saw
the
that the other
album,
day. Yeah, I
talking
saw that
about
with the
wherever it resides,
visuals.
and there's an incredible visualizer on the second slide there on the post, and it's
Hmm.
In the Trap, the song off of Cass's Cape. But you created the visualizer, Dachi, and you need to get your flowers for this because it's such a fire visualizer. And
I appreciate it, Ken.
everyone who was in the comments, not everybody, but a good portion of people were fucking with the music and everything. And that means they're fucking with the whole aesthetic, the visualizer and everything like that. How did you even get into making shit like that? And where does that creative side come from you? Because obviously that's not music, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it's a whole different like whole lot of league. Well,
Yeah.
I got into like what's called video editing when I was like 12 years old because I used to make what's called I used to make little like edits like AMVs. I don't know if you know that was that.
Hmm.
It's basically animated, edited like just like editing music and editing clips of anime and just like blah blah blah.
Okay.
Doing like a little montage type shit. I also did a Fortnite montage once. Never again. Never again. But the that like with that experience plus the music, since I've been seeing like what's called B posts and all that. So I decided to mix those two together. My experience in music, my experience in video editing, and I just mixed those together and boom. To be honest, I just executed well in my part. That's what I think. That's what I
No,
think.
you're
I
right. I
execute
agree with
well.
you. I agree with you. I agree with you. You're 100% right. It's dude, the visualizer is so fucking fire, bro. So so good. So well done.
Yeah, bro.
It's just to me, it's so impressive how I don't know. I've had some people in the pod where I just feel like their bag is so deep. It's like, yeah, I'm a producer, but it's like, look at this other completely other part of me that I have basically a part of my game, right? Like,
Mm.
not only can you make a sick beat, but you're making a sick visualizer that is actually really effective marketing material for artists and potentially artists that are actually on your beat using your music and everything. It's just to further the art itself, the song and everything with your visuals. It's just fucking cool in my opinion. And
Yeah,
people out
exactly.
there,
Appreciate it.
I'll say this, Dachi,
Mm.
you can tell me if I'm fucked up.
Mm.
People, if you need some visualizers, you need some really dope shit, hit this man up. Hit this man up. Is that
Yeah, hit me
yes,
up, bro.
sir?
Could cook up a fire beat visual for y'all. B posts, hello, GFX on the goddamn whatever. Song visualizers. You got it, man. You guys just got DM me, bro. And I don't charge. Best thing. I don't charge. For
You're too good
now.
of a person. Yeah, like
For now.
for
For
now,
now.
I listen. I think you should charge. We even tried when you made the visualizer for Casket. I was we were always trying to throw you a buck or two, but this man is a quality person. He understands the long term vision. He's like, don't give me a dime for this. They're the
Yeah,
nicest people
exactly.
right there.
Because in the long run, it's gonna be, bigger than you're gonna give me. It's gonna be bigger.
Exactly, exactly. A guy who
Exactly.
understands the game too, how life works. You gotta applaud a man like this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, bro. I
Tachi,
appreciate it. Mm-hmm.
going into the final part of the Expressions podcast. Here we go.
Okay.
Dachi, what are you listening to right now?
Why do I listen to right now?
What are
Well,
you listening to right now?
recently I've been listening to Tally's album.
The
I've been
goat.
listening to
One of
like
the goats right there, Mr.
right
Charlie
there, shout
Gold.
out, bro. I've been listening to what's called motivation music. Yeah, that's the album.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to that a lot. Especially I've been listening to Mission,
Mm.
that nigga, and the one interlude. It's
Mm-hmm.
like those mix of songs is like fire as hell. And I've been
Crazy.
listening to his what's called Papers Tags. That's it, like one of his singles.
Yo, favorite tags is so crazy, bro.
Mm,
It's too crazy of
yeah.
a song. I can't believe it that it even exists.
Mm-hmm. And I also been listening to Dark Glow's new single Oz.
Mm.
or O's or whatever he wants to spell it, whatever. And I just been listening to a hard rock. I've been listening to a little bit of Zucchini. I don't know if you don't know who that is.
Nah, bro, Zucchini is a legend. Trust. I've listened to my fair share of Zucchini in my life.
Yeah. And then the final two people I've been listening to recently is Japan and what's it called 13 Degrees.
Mm.
Especially 13 Degrees, bro. He's a fire ass motherfucker, and he's like underrated. Like I feel like he's gonna go up like very soon, like blowing up type shit.
13 Degrees,
Mm.
absolutely an Expressions podcast legend, man. I love
Mm.
13. He's a great dude, and every single time he drops, he gets better and better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And the shit
exactly.
he's
And
been
then
dropping
with
recently
swag,
all
it
been
complements
fire.
it.
Hmm?
Like with his swag, with like
His image is
2013 type of swag,
crazy.
it complements it, and it's like fire as hell, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been
Uh,
listening to that type of music.
his whole image, his brand, it's so well thought out and like it's so unique to him. It's really, really, really cool. Shout
Yeah,
out 13
exactly.
motherfucking degrees, man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, forgot about one person. I've been listening to Deadest.
Deadest,
Like,
his new
yeah, I've been
album.
listening to that. He's
Mhm.
a gang. He's gang to me. He's brother. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of songs by him recently. I've been listening to Mortified. I've been listening to Out the Cold. I've been listening to a little bit of his new joint, like his new tape.
Yep.
I've been
Is
listening to Horde Eater and Slot. That's it.
Are we gonna see some Deadest Dachi in the future, maybe?
Maybe if he decides. If he decides. If not, you know what I'm saying? It's
Hey,
cool.
we're speaking it into existence right now. That's all we're doing. That's all we're
Yeah,
doing.
exactly. We're manifesting type shit.
Dachi, when you're
Hmm.
not making music, where on the island of Puerto Rico can you find Dachi? What would you be doing?
Shit, I will be chilling at home sometimes, and sometimes I would be chilling like walking around the city. I'd be walking around what's it called San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico.
Hell yeah, of course.
I'd be walking around El Morro. I'd be walking out in Paseo La Princesa. Basically, like the popular streets where the tourists like go to, like a lot of the times. Also go to like private beaches. I got one over at Los Piñones. I go to like little sections, like past all of the what's it called the public beaches. I go past that, and there's like little holes and little off roads that I go there, and there's like very beautiful like private beaches in there, and it's like mwah, amazing. Like I just go there to relax. To be honest, I bring a beer or water or whatever I decide to drink. I get some chips or a sandwich, whatever, and I just chilling there for the whole day. To be honest, just like listening to music and this and that, mesmerizing the view.
That's fucking amazing. What a great way to spend your time, man, really.
Mm-hmm.
One of my roommates when I was in college, he is from Puerto Rico and like he just would send me videos of him just on a walk and it literally looks like the most beautiful tropical paradise I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, hey, it's like a 10-minute walk from my house. I'm like, all right, buddy. Like, good for you. But
Yeah, bro.
in my head, I'm like, that motherfucker. Like, put me on that island, sir. Put me on that fucking island.
Mm-hmm. I
Dachi.
shout out Puerto Rico, bro.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dachi. Who's an
Mm.
artist you have not had the chance to work with, but you would like to?
I would have to say with Ace.
Ace. Yeah, you don't have a song with Ace. That's criminal, man. That's fucking criminal.
Yeah, I don't
You
have a
need a
song
song
with
with Ace.
Ace, and I don't have a song with Tally as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I would love to work with like both of them, like
yeah.
anytime when they want.
No, that's gonna happen. That's about to happen.
Yeah,
That's in the
exactly.
works as we speak right now.
Mm.
Dachi,
And yeah, yeah,
5 years from now, 2028. Where are you gonna be? Paint a picture for us.
shit. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be living good, to be honest.
What is it gonna look
I
like though? What is it gonna look like? Paint a picture.
gonna look good. It's gonna look like wow. It's gonna look like
You gonna be making music still every day? What is it gonna be like?
oh, for sure. I'll still be making music and all that every day, but just in a different in a different place. To be honest, just like chilling, like staying, like studying, maybe probably studying at university or whatever, and then finishing up my stuff, and then just like hopefully I'll blow up at the time when
Yeah,
the time comes.
all will come. All comes in time, Dachi. All comes in time.
Yeah,
Dachi,
exactly.
man. It's it's been a legendary episode, and I think we're gonna look back and say that this was absolutely legendary episode considering where you're gonna go in your career. But tell the people though, where can they
Mhm.
find you? Instagram, SoundCloud, anywhere else?
Shit. You can find me on Instagram and SoundCloud by D4 Dachii. That's dachii with a 4 on the A.
Yes, sir. Dachi with a four on the A. Remember that, people. I know Dachi's handled by like the back of my hand, man. The D4. That's what you need to look out for, people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You gotta look
Da-
out for the D4. If you get it wrong, then you lost it. You lost the
You lost
sauce,
it.
man.
Yeah, you lost it. You're lost out here. We can't save you. Dachi,
Yeah, man.
closing statement right now to the people. What do you got to say? What do you want to leave the people with?
I gotta leave with the people with.
What are you going to leave them with? The floor is yours.
Never back down. Never give up. That's what I gotta say. That's what
Never
I gotta
back down,
say.
never give up. Nah. Dude, Dachi, you came on the podcast saying you're laying the law down, man. You're telling people just push
Keep going. Let's keep
through,
going,
man.
bro.
Keep going. Fuck
Because
everything
you'll
else,
never
man.
know. Because there's like a lot of people that kept going until they eventually gave up, and they were like right about to like go up or do this exact thing that they wanted to do for a long time. So never stop. Because if you stop, you may never know if you're that close or that far into the goal or what's called the accomplishment that you wanted to get. Like never stop until you get it. You gotta have discipline in that. You gotta have discipline. You gotta have great attitude. You gotta have great morals and everything else. And that's going to help you a lot, like along in your journey. That's going to be immaculate. It's going to be exquisite that you're going to feel satisfied that you finally reached that goal that you always wanted to go there. And then you look up on yourself, like you look back in the past and say, wow, if I haven't done this, I wouldn't have been like this far. I wouldn't have been this guy or that girl or whatever. And you're just going to be proud of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And plus the people around you, if they're supportive, then you have like backup for support. You have this and that. If you ever feel like demotivated or just like in a like stress type of mood, talk to your people. They're very it's very therapeutic. Like talk to your people. They're
Yeah.
gonna know what to do. They're gonna talk about it, this and that. They're gonna sympathize, they're gonna empathize and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. And it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say, to be honest. That's all I gotta
Dachi,
say.
man. Clearly, your relentless energy is being shown right now through this Zoom screen right now, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
Whatever you're gonna do, you put your mind to, you'll be successful. I think it's inevitable. I think the people listening to us are gonna feel the same way. But Dachi, man, it's been real as fuck. I appreciate you coming on and dropping
Hey,
these gems.
appreciate it, gang.
And
Appreciate it for
we're
inviting me, to be honest.
hell yeah,
It
bro. Of course, it had to be. It had to be. And again,
had to happen, bro.
the first
It had
Puerto
to
Rican
happen.
on here. I love to see it, man. Shout out to the homeland, my brother. We will
Hell
be
yeah.
we'll be in PR together one day. I can't wait for that
For
day.
sure, for sure. We take a couple pics and shit.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
Dachi,
brother.
my brother,
Mhm.
appreciate you very much for coming on the
And I
podcast.
appreciate you for giving me this opportunity to go in here.
100%, of course. And
Mm-hmm.
to everybody listening to the Expressions podcast, thank you very much. And until next time.